Today we're going to teach a lesson to elementary students on the difference between abiotic and biotic factors. Let's start with some of the terminology the students will need to know. For example, turbidity. Turbidity is related to the cloudiness in the appearance of the water. Turbidity measurement provides an indication of the clarity of water and the water quality. So if the water is clearer, it has lesser turbidity, and if it is cloudier, it has greater turbidity. Let's continue this lesson with some more vocabulary.
Our next vocabulary word is biotic factors. A biotic factor is all of the living organisms that inhabit an environment, such as lilies, frogs, birds, people, animals, and flowers. Our next vocabulary word is abiotic factors, all of the non-living parts of the environment, such as light, soil type, water, wind, rocks, atmospheric gases, and temperature. Now let's play a game using these definitions.
Now we're going to play a game. We're going to sort these pictures, which each represent a biotic or an abiotic factor. The first picture we're going to look at is the coneflower. We know that the coneflower is a living thing, so we would put it under biotic factors. The next thing we're going to look at, the mountain boomers. We know that mountain boomers are living things, so we're going to put these under biotic factors. The temperature in southwest Oklahoma. Well, we know that the temperature is not a living thing, so this would be an abiotic factor. Dirt samples. We know that dirt is not living, so we're going to put this under abiotic. Turbidity. The cloudiness of our water. We know that water and dirt are not living things, so this would be an abiotic factor. Our state bird, the scissortail flycatcher. We know that birds are living things, so it would go under biotic factors. The black crappie. We know that crappie are living things, so this will also go under biotic factors. Now we have successfully sorted our pictures into biotic and abiotic factors.
I'm going to show you how to do, using chartco.com, how to put your data into a chart. So if you can get this, this is a free online service, and you can go into their ready-made chart, and what you're doing is changing it to make your needs. So if we're doing abiotic and biotic factors as the title, I'm just typing that into the chart title. Then you can define how many or whatever you want on your vertical and horizontal axis, and source if you need to. I'm just going to leave this right now and show you what we have. Then down here, we're only doing two factors, abiotic and biotic. So I'm typing in those two factors. And when we have our data collected, we'll put in how many of each, and we'll see how the chart looks, and then we'll tweak it if we need to. So how many biotic factors did we end up with?
We had 4.
So I'm going to type in 4, and 4, was that biotic or abiotic?
Biotic.
Okay, so I typed that in the wrong place. How many abiotic did we have?
3. We had 3 abiotic,
3 and
4 biotic.
Now if you look on the website, it says create chart, and I'm going to go ahead and look at it and see if I like how it looks. And so what we have is we have the title, we have how many abiotic and how many biotic, a simple bar graph. So if we're satisfied with that chart,
Looks good to me.
then we can go down here and we can change that into a pie chart or a line chart just simply by clicking. The software automatically changes it for us.
Okay, so Miss Alexander, how would we print this if we wanted to print this?
if you wanted to print this chart, you have a couple of options. You could save the graphic by going Control and clicking it and save the image as and then printing it, or you could print out this whole page.
Okay.
But I would go to Save Image As and save it and then print it. One thing you want to know, the different kinds of uses for the pie chart shows the proportions, and it's a very good way just to get an idea of how much of this group, what portion was biotic and what portion was abiotic, as opposed to the bar chart that is good for just showing the actual count, 3 versus 4.
Okay.
At the end of the lesson, for the assessment, each student would be given a picture. For the assessment, the student would be required to list the abiotic factors and the biotic factors involved within the picture. This concludes our lesson. So in today's lesson, you can see we started by defining abiotic and biotic, then having the children with guided practice sorting objects into biotic or abiotic factors, and then for the assessment, to be able to list abiotic and biotic factors in an environment.